Hello and welcome to our preview of this year's Cloud-Native Telco Summit, part of our ongoing DSP Leaders coverage. I'm Guy Daniels and this is the 6th edition of our annual summit, where we look at the ongoing development of strategies, processes and technologies that are driving the Cloud-Native Telco transformation. As always, we bring you a mix of panel discussions, executive interviews and insights from our sponsors. But in a change to previous years, these programs will be available to watch on demand from 7 a.m. UK time each morning of the summit. We also have our popular Q&A show streaming live from 4 p.m. UK time each day. So please do watch the videos, send in your questions, then settle back for the live show. Well, let's take a detailed look at the agenda for the Cloud-Native Telco Summit and give you a little taste of what to expect. Day one starts on Tuesday, the 17th of September, and our first panel discussion of the summit looks at the essential components of a cloud-native strategy. What are the benefits and challenges of adopting a cloud-native approach, and how should telcos develop a successful environment? And to address those questions, we have panelists from Deutsche Telekom, Verizon, DOCOMO, Wind River and VMware. Now, we recorded the panel a few days ago, and here's a sneak peek for you.
One of the aspects that I think it's quite challenging for the industries is indeed that it's very difficult to define it precisely. And I doubt that we will ever achieve that. One of the challenges here is that actually the word is becoming also kind of a marketing buzzword. So there are so many different opinionated perspectives when we use the word cloud native.
There is cloud native and there is cloud native for telco. I think that's a slight difference. But again, as I said, the intent as to where the industry wants to go is clear. We may just not agree verbatim on the exact definition.
We need to work shoulder on shoulder with the IT industry in that space, because their world is turning 3 times faster than the NT world, to be honest.
Well, day one also features a special program with 2 of Swisscom's cloud-native development team. Joel and Ashan kindly agreed to answer some of our most frequently asked viewer questions. One's from telcos wanting to know specific details about how to set up and run cloud-native teams. Don't miss this. They offer their invaluable first-hand advice. And at 4 p.m. UK time, it's our live Q&A broadcast. And if you want to ask a question, then please send it in nice and early. We receive a lot of questions for our live shows, so the more interesting the question, the greater the chance of it getting onto the show. Day 2 follows on Wednesday, the 18th of September, and we have a panel discussion where we look at how telcos can identify new roles and develop key skills. Everything from reskilling and upskilling to leveraging partnerships and hiring new talent. We have panelists from Tele2, the Linux Foundation, Telefónica, F5 and Appledore Research. And here's a brief preview for you.
The other problem is that the need for multidisciplinary environments we need these new skills, but we need to maintain we are changing everything. It's not that we are changing a segment of the network or a particular technology. We are trying to change everything, and we need people that is able to think cloud with some network background.
You can make very custom decisions based on your own business needs. But the difficulty is that you need to reaggregate this stack. And that means you need to understand cloud, you need to understand Kubernetes, which is sort of the de facto container orchestration environment, DevOps, observability. So what do you deal with the data And all of this is expertise that you might not have today and that you need to acquire.
Well, we also have a deep dive into some of the more specialist roles within cloud-native teams, such as DevSecOps. And my colleague Ray Lemaitre sought out answers from BT executives this week, and you will be able to find out more on day 2 of the summit. And at 4 p.m. UK time, it's another live Q&A broadcast. We'll be joined by more of our panellists who are going to be answering your questions, or at least as many as we can fit into the hour. Day 3, the final day of the summit, follows on Thursday the 19th of September. We have a panel discussion on the growth of cloud native and its impact on telcos. Are we now seeing broad adoption of cloud native by telcos, and what challenges remain? Well, we have guest panelists from Rakuten Symphony, Blue Planet, Red Hat and Lightstorm. And here's another short preview of what you can expect.
This really is a time where there is no looking back, not because technologies are ready and solutions are quite robust, but simply because there is no way to be able to deal with the deluge of digital transformation without being cloud native.
For the older vendors to transform their architecture, it will take time. And in my experience in the industry, I've seen that these kind of transformative things are slow transitions, right? You don't have a cutoff where, let's say, a big vendor will say, oh, you know what, I'm going to go down the cloud native way. I'm going to abandon this thing and restart my entire code base from the beginning. That is not going to happen. That's unrealistic.
Well, we also have another deep dive program for you, this one on containerized applications and CNF workloads. Are we now at a tipping point in the migration of VNFs to CNFs, and what does this mean for telcos? To find out, I speak with the chair of the ETSI open source Mano initiative, and we also discuss what further work is still needed. And at 4 p.m. UK time, it's our final live Q&A broadcast. We'll be joined by more of our panelists, and they'll be answering your questions, and we'll also wrap up the summit for another year. Well, that's a preview of the programs we have in store for you, but we are also running a viewer poll. We do this for every summit and are delighted by the number of responses we get from you. This is the question we are asking for the Cloud-Native Telco Summit. Cloud-Native can deliver substantial benefits to telcos, but what are the main challenges to its adoption? There are 7 answer choices. Just select whichever ones you think are the most important, and you can cast your votes now. The poll is up on the website. Don't leave it too late. We'll take a look at the progress of the voting during our live Q&A shows. Then, the week after, I'll be joined by my colleague Ray Lemaitre, Editorial Director at TelecomTV, for a special extra shot programme. Ray will present his analysis of the results of the poll, and the two of us will discuss the highlights of our panels and interviews and bring together the major themes and outcomes. And don't forget to register at TelecomTV to view the summit videos. There's no charge. Join our community and be part of our ongoing DSP Leaders coverage. So I hope to see you for the Cloud-Native Telco Summit, starting on Tuesday, the 17th of September. Until then, thank you for watching this preview. Goodbye for now.